What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we back again, and y'all getting this review on the night that it came out. Okay, so let's just go in for a second. We are back for another episode review of Queens of R&B, SWV, Xscape, whichever way you want to put it. Girl, what is that? Oh, okay, I brought something. Never mind. Girl, I thought somebody had used something against my will, But anyway, so we back. This is episode 3, and it is called Dis-Chord. Girl, the episode was cute. I ain't even gonna lie. Let me tease her. I'm probably be saying this just about every episode we come on, because truth be told, there has not, we only 3 episodes in. We got 3 episodes left. There has not been a dull episode, okay? And I'm pretty sure, they struck gold with this show. I ain't even gonna lie, because a show is good when everybody is talking about it before the show comes on and after the show comes on, and people having big conversations and debates off of just little clips of things, But the episode picks up with Tamika. Let me just go there, okay? I just want to say, the little kids, we seeing little Aries outside. Oh my God, there's an air. We seeing little Blaze, not Blaze, but little Ace. He done got like 17,000 YouTube subscribers. I said, wait a minute, what? All right. We see Tamika and her daughter, they cooking or whatever. That was cute. Meanwhile, we got, what's her name? Latasha, she down there in Memphis. Or I should say just Tennessee, because I don't know if she was in Memphis or if she was in Nashville. Most likely Nashville, okay? Because she was out there with Taj. It looked like they went to like this African-American music museum. That's what I'm going to assume that it is, because it was just a lot of black artists that was up in there. And just showing our history and our contribution to music. Baby, music wouldn't be without us. I'm just going to tell y'all that, okay? Because we got the flavor. We bring the sauce, And truth be told, let me take that back. People of color. But mostly us. But people of color. Okay. But, the Caucasoids, they do a little something, little yin, yang, yang, but we do a lot, okay? But let me stop. No offense. Get out your feelings. Anyway, so, they come down there meeting up and everything, and they just going through the walls, looking at all the artists or whatever. Oh my God, look at us. We're on the wall too. It is so great that, my grandkids can see the fact that I was a part of history. I said, okay, Latasha, but at this point in time, you on the wrong side of history, baby girl, okay? We saw something with Destiny Childs, and Taj had to give us a little snippet of what happened back in the day. She was like, girl, listen, they used to be real stands of ours, okay? They used to be standing outside our hotels, outside our concerts or whatever, coming to signings and stuff. We used to take them here, take them there. I said, I could believe it. Beyonce looked like the type. The girls like to appreciate a lot of music, so I can believe that for real. And I love the fact that when people talk about them, they always have something nice to say, and vice versa. So, that's cool, that's cute. And so in the midst of having all of this go on, Taj was like, so girl, what's going on? Things didn't go too well the last time we sent you. What you down here for? She was like, girl, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that was happening. This whole situation between me and my sis, it's just a lot. And Taj was like, girl, so what is the issue? What's going on? Baby, Latasha said, so, she was trying to body shame me, talking about my ass because, I got a little ass or whatever. And, we just been off the Richter from that. And she was like, are you serious, girl? Like, are you for real? She was like, girl, yeah. But also, I feel like it is a real problem because, she just disrespected my mom. And once she get that cleared up, we'll be good. And I'm sitting here like, use a lie, okay? Use a lie, because it's like, I'm with Taj, and everybody else who's been watching this is with Taj, who said it could not just be about the fact that she said you got no ass, all right, and that she so-called disrespected your mama. No, it's about the fact that Tamika is standing up for herself, and she technically speaking didn't disrespect your mama. Your mama disrespected her, and she continues to disrespect her to take up for your ass. Let me just tell you this. Me and my sister would have had to fight. I don't want to do nothing for violence or whatever, but baby, sometimes it just calls for it. Sometimes a bitch just needs to get her ass beat in sometimes, okay? You just need to be knocked up against the head to knock some sense in there. You know, and family shouldn't fight like that, but listen, Latasha would have made me go there, all right? Because I'm not that one that's going to resort to violence first. It'll take so much before I just go ahead and I'd be the type of person that'll get pissed off, and you will see me get so angry that I probably would angry cry. Like, you will see a couple of tears come down because I'm angry and I'm trying to hold back from what I want to say or what I want to do to you, and then I get up and leave. But then you push me too much, you'll probably get these hands, and that's what Latasha is working on, baby. Let me tell you something. The way your ass sat there and said all of that, and Taj figured it out that no, it can't be just that. It's some deep-seated issues that's going on, and it ain't just about you having no flat ass, okay? Because it's a lot of us that got flat asses, and we embrace that. Baby, I got one, and it is what it is, okay? Somebody say, if you had ass, I would have been like, ooh. That could have lightened the goddamn mood, truth be told, because I'm a goofy person, and maybe, you know, people are different, and granted, we upset at each other because, you know, you heated at the situation that's going on, you know, and she coming at y'all because she mad because y'all left her. Baby, you left her, and the people that was holding her cash left her with you. So of course I'm gonna be pissed off with everybody that left, baby. First of all, the money man better stay here and give me my money, okay? That's what Tamika said up in her first video, you know? And so, you know, when she sent that text out, she said what she said, and then you said, kiss my ass. And then she said, baby, if you had to ask to kiss, no lie, that probably would have, for me, it would have lightened the mood up. I would have kind of been like, like, okay. But that just shows that you were insecure about your ass, all right? Now, if you that insecure about your ass, go pump it up like she did, okay? But if you don't want to do that, calm down on it, baby, because I don't really think that she was trying to body shame you the way that you trying to make it seem. She ain't call you no fat bitch, okay? So, like, calm that down. And me and Taj looking at her like, girl, get over it, okay? But at this moment... You're making more trouble than you need to, okay? And then she wound up telling Taj that she was out here trying to get a record deal. She down here recording Motown gospel and all this stuff. I said, child, and the girls don't know. Taj just looking like, ain't this some stuff? This is crazy. Do your girls know? No. And I'm just like, listen. It's time to vote her out the group. It's time to vote her out the group. Taj better than me. Cause listen, Taj said, listen, all right. I would have said, don't tell me no more. Don't tell me no more, because I don't want to be a part of nothing. Because you know what Taj did? Taj ran and told all of that to Candy. When she came back down to Atlanta, girl, she told all of that to Candy. I said, Candy said, ain't this about a bitch? You up here doing the same thing that you've done before, okay? This is the reason why we've been in the situations that we've been in prior to all of this. Earlier seasons, like history is repeating itself, okay? And at the end of the day, one monkey don't stop no show. And I ain't calling her no monkey. It's just a phrase for some of y'all that be a little bit sensitive. You know, you got to be so politically correct these days about a lot of stuff. So let me just say that, okay? But girl, let me just tell you this. You're not finna stop at Xscape, because when you left the group in the midst of the tour that they was on, their R&B music tour that I think they still on, baby, they still showed up. They still was, you know, on... And let me talk about that. Wait, I'm going to get on that in a second, because I just realized something. Since we talking about headlining and co-headlining, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Latasha, it's just not going to work, okay? This whole situation about, and this is what I just don't understand with Latasha. You feel as though people are coming at you. You feel as though people got an issue with you. You want to say Candy got an issue with you. Your sister jealous, Candy probably jealous, Candy, and nobody in that group is jealous of you. And truth be told, I feel like just about everybody in that group has done well for themselves. All of y'all living in nice houses, all of y'all in relationships that are flourishing in their own way, even your twisted, controlling ass relationship. Tiny kind of in a controlling ass relationship too, but that's neither here nor there, but y'all get the drift of that. Y'all seen Zanique say what she said about her and T.I. You know what? Let me just tell y'all something. Back in the day, you just had to be there when T.I. used to get in so much goddamn trouble. It was, it's not good, but baby, the scandals and the stuff that went on back in the day were great, okay? It was great. Like, it was maybe because social media really wasn't out the way that it was out now, but baby, when a person got into some mess, oh, it was everywhere for a long time because T.I. couldn't stay out of jail, all right? And then all of a sudden Tiny on his side with him. And I'll never forget that time when T.I. was up in jail and Tiny had came up there and Tiny used to be giving him like hand jobs underneath the tables. She got caught too. Girl, it was a time. She said, you know, they was high out their mind and everything. So, you know, it is what it is. I'll never forget that video when him was sitting outside on the curb with his hands behind his back. Cause they had found them guns up in the car. It was a lot. It was a lot. Girl, it was wild. It was wild. But yeah, ain't nobody jealous of you, Latasha. Truth be told, I feel like you'll probably I ain't even gonna say less successful out the group because I don't know what really Tamika has done. I know Tamika, after the group disbanded and did whatever they had to do, we know what Tiny and Candy went to do. They're the most successful out the group individually and together, them two. But, you know, Tamika went on, she did some stage plays. I know she used to do plays with Tyler Perry because if y'all ain't see her at Meet the Browns, okay, with Nikki Gilbert, you know, that's probably how Latasha was able to get on R&B Diva. Baby, y'all seen Tamika's review for the second episode, and she was like, yeah, you know, when Rocky said that stuff about her on the first episode or whatever, no, on the episode, it was like, people was like, is that a threat? Is that a threat? And you know, to be quite honest, he is a bully. He did this, and he threatened somebody with a gun, and he threatened Nikki Gilbert's husband with a gun and all that stuff on R&B Divas, and that's why R&B Divas stopped coming on. I said, wait a minute, I think I vaguely remember hearing this, because y'all know R&B Divas was my show back in the day. I used to review that. It used to be off the chain. That was some organic drama back then. Like, when I tell you them girls couldn't stand each other, but they loved each other at the same time. Nikki Gilbert turned out to be a menace, okay? But Nikki said, you ain't finna touch my husband, so we finna shut this shit down. All because of Latasha's husband, according to Tamika and Nikki. I said, child, you are a mess. See, this is why I said don't trust that man. Don't trust that man. And you doing all of this stuff and you got him on your team or whatever, and you thinking that the way that you're going about this whole album situation, you in the studio, she up in the studio, I ain't even gonna lie, the song sound kind of cute. I don't know if it was supposed to be for gospel, but it sound like something I can bump to, and I probably would bump it, but baby, I just don't like you right now. Maybe in a couple of months or so, probably not. Give me a few more months, I'll probably check it out. But at the end of the day, the way that you're going about this and you're not including your girls, you ain't even got to tell them, you know, all the logistics. Just say, I am in the process of, you know, thinking about doing a solo album and all this stuff, so that they can have some type of awareness about what's going on, so they not being left in the dark, so they won't be like, oh, so you up here being sneaky and that's why we can't get stuff done. And that's exactly what is happening. Y'all seen when she was up in the studio, right? And then, you know, the song was bumping and bumping and bumping and bumping, and then Latasha was like, and I love you. I'd be like, God damn, girl, you don't need to do all those runs. She is the female Avery Wilson. She is the female Avery Wilson, okay? Because y'all know that nigga will run. I think he got better because I haven't really heard him lately. But I think something that I have heard of him lately, or the last thing I heard, it was a little bit better because, girl, he used to run on every word. I'd be like, baby, just walk. Okay, and you can even crawl. You don't have to run. You don't have to run. I said, God damn, Latasha, give it a break, girl. We know you can sing, and running on a track don't mean that you can sing. It's like these singers, these so-called singers, they want to flex their ability to make you think that they can sing, and they got vocals by running on the track. I said, girl, we ain't on no treadmill, okay? We can both, you know, but this ain't no treadmill. We don't need to be doing all that running, you know, and we don't need to be doing all that screaming, okay? That does not mean that you can sing. It just means that you can put some sound out. That's just all that it do, okay? But I was like, all right, Rocky come up in there. Yeah, 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 you my everything. I was like, second episode in a row that you done came in and you kind of embarrassed me. And I don't even know you. I was embarrassed when you was up in that meeting with the Motown executives and you was like, yeah, look at that. I told you what. Calm down. Then I know you supposed to be your woman hype man. You know, if you ain't got my back like that, I understand, but it's a time and a place. Like, calm down. You probably will throw her off or whatever because she see you doing the most and she trying not to laugh and she like, baby, you making me nervous or whatever. Girl, when he came over there and he did that, go ahead and sing that anime, I said, ooh. You better get that note right, anime. I said, no, we not about to recite the line from What's Love Got to Do With It when everybody was up there comparing and contrasting y'all to Ike and Tina Turner to when baby Don Juan posted the picture. Don Juan posted the picture side by side of when Rocky came over there to Latasha and was up in her ear like this, telling her what to say, you know, in that confessional what we saw last week or whatever, compared to when Ike Turner was on that stage all up in Tina's ear. I said, oh my goodness. And then for him to come and do a line from the, yeah, he was very much giving that energy. And then, you know, Kendi had texted them about the fact that they were supposed to come together and SWV was having like this rehearsal or whatever, and so they wanted to go. They invited them to come because, you know, let's try to get this back together. Let's try to meet up and let's see what can we do with this concert that we're supposed to be having, all right, if it's gonna happen. And, you know, Rocky was like, so you gonna go? She was like, I don't even know. And he was like, basically, you know, if you want to go ahead and go. But if you go there and you show them that you got it, okay? You show them that you can sing and what you can do and all this stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, calm down. And this is what I'm talking about. He feeds her ego. Now, you know, I was hearing all this stuff about the alleged mistress that we've been hearing about, that we heard about earlier. She being mad at Latasha. Truth be told, you ain't got no reason to be mad at that lady. You got a reason to be mad at her husband because, and truth be told, actually, let me take that back. You need to be mad at yourself. Talking about she broke it off with Rocky because he was out here wilding. How are you going to say that a married man is out here wilding? You wilding for being with this married man, okay, that you knew was married, regardless of it, whatever he said about the relationship, he was still in the relationship, right? And so my whole thing about that is, like, you really thought that man was going to leave his wife his meal ticket? Because who else is he out here managing and helping out? We don't hear him doing nothing. And he barely doing shit for Latasha because Latasha just not getting this solo deal after all these years from her last solo deal. Baby, it's been decades, okay? It's been decades. And what has he really done for her lately? Not an absolute damn thing, for real. I don't know how they making their money, but at least it's keeping the lights on. I don't know, okay? And truth be told, again, Latasha, I'm going to just tell you this. The way that you running around in this whole situation, it's not going to fare good for you. Even if you got some good songs and even if you put out a good album, you have turned off so many people. Because at the end of the day, regardless of the fact that you wanted to go gospel, it would have been a lot of Xscape fans that would have went over there and just because they know you and they would have listened and even brought your album. But at this point, take that back. Take how many that was gonna do that. Cut that down by half. Because everybody's not gonna do that. Everybody cannot stomach your attitude. Everybody cannot stomach the way that you're moving. Okay? And yet you want to make it seem like you're a victim and you're not. And speaking of, let's get to Tamika. Tamika and Mama Gloria. Let me just tell you this. I already knew it was about to be some shit the way Mama Gloria walked up that driveway, okay? I said, ma'am, you can't even walk up in them hills, and that should tell you something. The devil is a lie, okay? Look at you teetering, tottering up them hills, and the hill is thick as hell, and you still can't walk up in it. And this has come from somebody that don't walk in hills, okay? I probably would have walked up them things a little bit better. I don't care if you older than me, but ma'am, that is God work right there telling you because you got an evil spirit on you, and it was preventing you from walking good on them hills. I'm just saying, since you want to throw that up in there, let me throw it back at you. Woo! hit you like that, okay? But she get up in the house. Tamika was actually cooking her food and everything. Mama, I cooked you your favorite meal, some salmon. Y'all pronounce the L in salmon? I do sometimes. So what? Y'all saw I caught myself because I knew somebody gonna say, girl, it's salmon. The L is silent. The L is whatever I wanted the hell to be, okay? Why is it put there? Okay, why is it put there? This ain't lasagna. All right, well, we don't hear it at all. Where's the G? The G went missing, but it's there, okay? Anyway, she was like, oh, baby, you done made me something to eat. You done made my food. I said, she said that. Please sit down. And I would have been like, so what's the problem, mama? But the way that Tamika started it out, because I believe her mom said, so what's the issue or whatever. And Tamika calmly, respectfully, in a respectful tone, even tone, basically put it out there and stood up for herself and said, what happened is the fact that for so many years, I felt as though you did not stand up for me. You don't take my side. You take Latasha's side all of the time. That situation that went down, you were automatically on her side. You didn't even take into consideration what was going on with me. And she was like, and you show favoritism. This is the mom. You saw how calmly Tamika said that, and I said that. The mom was like, I don't show no favoritism, okay? And if I take Latasha's side, it's because Latasha, I said, no. She was hurt by what you were saying and all of this. No. Again, in this whole conversation, Mama G winds up proving and doing exactly what Tamika was saying, okay? Because it went from that level to all of a sudden her talking about and I am the fifth member of the group. I've been the fifth member up in that group trying to keep y'all together. I was the fifth member up in that group ever since your daddy left me here by myself with these kids. I was the fifth member of the group that did this. And I said, excuse the out of me, okay? Now, Tamika, this is a test of maturity, okay, and a test of respect. And let me just tell you this. Regardless, we supposed to, I don't believe in that automatic, respect your elders situation. And what I mean by that is I'm going to have respect for you and anybody as long as you show respect for me. So just because you're older than me, just because you're my parent, just because you're a family member, that does not give you the right, especially when you're inside my home, to sit there and raise your voice and act the fool in front of me, in front of whoever else is there, just because you getting called out on something and I'm talking to you like an adult, all right? I'm trying to give you respect and you disrespect me by hollering and screaming up in my house about some mess that ain't even for you. Like, girl, what? No. Let me tell you something. Just because you're an adult, just because you're an elder, freak all that respect stuff. I will give you respect if you give it to me, okay? Just because you older, that don't mean that you can be rude. That don't give you the right, that don't give you the authority, okay, to be all of that. I was just I was disgusted. I said, now, lady, what? And then I'm sitting here the whole time you're talking about how Latasha feels and Latasha feels this and Latasha was that. And I'm sitting here like, this ain't about Latasha right now. She's telling you about how she felt. She's crying, okay, about how she's felt. You don't understand that you, once again, turned this situation and you're putting all of the thought and concern on Latasha and you're not thinking and showing concern about Tamika. You're not even asking her exactly how she feels. You're not even asking her exactly why do you feel that way. You're not asking her, well, baby, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. What can I do to stop this? Because I didn't realize it. That's what you could have did. That's what you could have did. And then that little apology or whatever that you gave after screaming and all that shit, I said, Tamika, take it, but I don't believe that shit. I feel like Tamika just said, yes, okay, I thank you or whatever, just to appease her once again. But I just didn't like the way that went down because all of that was not needed. And Tamika wasn't hurt. She spoke up, but the mama still wasn't trying to hear her. No, she wasn't. Meanwhile, you got I like the scene with Latasha. Oh, now, girl. With Lily and her son. I seen them, I know of her son Kyrie because he was in her daughter a little bit. Um, because they were on the episode or on a season. I think the last season of Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. And, he was trying to get with Diamond from Crime Mob. And her ex was up in there from them franchise boys, the ones that they said was abusive or whatever to her allegedly. So he came up in there sporting the SWV, sweatshirt, whatever. She was liking that. He trying to get into music. She supported him. She talking about, when she not doing the music, she want to become like this erotica romance novel type of thing, Sister Hot Pussy. I said, oh, girl. She said, oh, nobody, grandma. Usually you don't want to think about your grandma out here having sex or whatever. So I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on? But, I said, Lily, truth be told, you got to make a way where you need to make a way. And Lily said she going to make a way because Lily said, I'm not going back to Brokeville. She said, and I'll never forget this because I remember hearing about this plenty of times. Back in 1998 when SWV disbanded and they broke up, she was the main one that was asked out. And I felt so bad for her, and I was like, damn, so you mean to tell me that y'all just like not communicate with each other at all? Because ain't no way in hell if we was cool, I would let my sister just be out there asked out. You would have been living with me. I don't care if we not doing any more tour dates or whatever, but you work with me. We supposed to be good, so I'm gonna assume that they probably wasn't on a good footing or it was a pride thing. But ain't no way in hell I'm gonna let my sis, my friend or whatever, be asked out like that. Where she, was homeless, living in the car, rolling around New York until 5:30 in the morning just so she can go to sleep because she ain't want nobody to come and do anything to her. Oh no. And I just feel like it probably was one of those situations where we knew that they had issues within the group, but I just think that it was one of them situations where she kind of just kept it to herself and didn't let them know what was going on. It could have been. I hope that's what it was. But she got out of that. She made a way. And mom said, I'm not going back to that. And I said, I know that's the fuck right. Okay, inspirational. And then we get Lily. Not Lily, but Coco. Coco was out with her friends to what's her name? Tamaya and LaTroy. They been friends and besties forever. And you could tell just by the way that they was talking to each other. Tamaya hugs Coco, grab her ass a little bit. LaTroy comes up, was making fun of Tamaya's titties, talking about, so you take that bra off, I bet them little titties just be sagging and everything. I said, child, that's a friendship, okay? Where you could just crack jokes on each other and laugh at it. They getting and talking about a lot of the things that's been going on, and in the midst of this conversation, we find out that Coco was diagnosed in 17 with bipolar depression. She said she just didn't understand what was going on with her because she would have these times where everything would be good and then a wave of sadness and a wave of just a whole bunch of stuff going up and down, the emotions and everything just to come through, and she didn't understand what was happening, and she knew she needed to get help when it came to the point where she was thinking about taking somebody's life, okay? And she said had she not went and got help and got diagnosed and got more medication was making her feel so much better, but it's still a struggle, she probably would have been in jail by now because she would have hurt somebody, But I just love that little camaraderie. I don't know, they was talking about something, but some way, somehow, the fact that, Coco said, listen, this pussy still get wet. I may be 52 years old, but this pussy still get wet. I said, oh, writing this wet. I said, y'all like the word pussy, huh? I said, Miss Church Girl. And then it was this other scene, speaking of church and all that, with her son, Jay, he basically told her that he didn't want to go back to school. We found out that he had a passion to be a dentist. And because he wanted to be a dentist when he was younger, that's what he went to school for. He was only 19 years old. This is his first year in school. And that is the course that Coco wants him to continue to take. And this brought up a good discussion as well. The discussion of, because I didn't go to college, I want you to go to college, because if I would have been given that opportunity to go to college, I surely would have took it. I wasn't given that, or I couldn't go because I was on tour, I was in the business, I was doing this. But now you are presented with this opportunity to go to college, and I would want you to go to college so that you can get that out the way, and then you go fulfill your other dreams just in case you can have something to fall back on. You said you wanted to be a dentist, that's what you're gonna do. He was like, no, why do I have to do stuff that people want me to do and not what I want to do? And I felt bad in a sense, but it was like one of those situations that I get where Coco and the grandmother is coming from. And we find out that, Jay and the grandmother are really, really close. Just like he's really close to Coco. And I love the fact that he's comfortable enough and they made it that he can be comfortable enough to actually speak to them, about all these things and not have to hide and drop out behind their back or anything, and Coco just looking at it like, it's like she don't want change a little bit. You put this already out here that you wanted to go to dentist, be a dentist, and that's what you're going to do. There's not too many black dentists out there. We need some more. This is what you're going to do. He's like, well, that's not what I want to do right now, okay? And on the one hand, it's like, to be successful in this world, you don't always have to go to college. And there was once a time where I was like, people should go to college, and that was when I was way younger. That's what I was thinking, that everybody should go to college after high school or whatever. But now, as an adult, it's like, you don't need to force people to go to college. And if you feel like it's not for you to go to college, don't go to college. Don't waste that money, okay? And so, he gets on the phone with the grandmother, tell her what's going on, and he get a little irritated. He cries and all that stuff. But then he comes up with a solution with what if, but then and also I feel like the reason why Coco was going so hard and saying, you must do this, you must do that, because most of the time I be against that. But I get it because she knows that he wants to be in the music industry, and the way that the music industry is today, no. I wouldn't want my child to be up in the music industry right now or entertainment right now either. It's too turbulent, okay? It's too wishy-washy. It's even more wishy-washy and more effed up than it was back in the day, to be quite honest. And ain't no money being really made that much right off the back either. And it's like, go ahead and get that college degree, become a dentist so that you can have something to fall back on. You can open up your own practice just in case this don't work out or whatever. So you can have something to fall back on. But, he said basically, how about I just take 1 year off and see how it goes and then come back. And I said, well, that's a compromise. That's a compromise. Moving on from that, now let me ask y'all this question, because remember when Taj came over there to talk to Candy and told her about the whole situation with Latasha, her cousin Kenyatta that was there. Now, am I tripping? I'm not saying they the same people, but if you ever watch Love After Lockups, Love During Lockup, the current season that was on, there was this girl on there named Ty. Her crazy ass, she was a mortician. She was studying to become a mortician. She was literally dating a whole bunch of men in prison, okay? And when I tell you mama was cuckoo for Cocoa Puff that we kept on saying when I was reviewing the show, she has to be an actress. She has to be an actress. Now, the cousin that was up in Candy's house named Kenyatta, she looked just like Ty, and she sound like her. Now, I'm not saying that that's her, but I'm asking, is that her? And is the girl an actress? Go back and watch it if you understand or think, you get where I'm coming from. I don't know. I'm not saying because I'm not sure, but I was like, they look so familiar. She sound like her too. What is going on? Candy cousins with everybody, so there's that as well. But at the end, we finally get to the SWV rehearsal thing, right? So they doing their rehearsals and everything, and we see how they come together. They just come together and do stuff. Mind you, they just got through doing a performance in Pittsburgh, okay? And the way that Taj got there by the skin of her teeth, I said, all right. She said, listen, we ain't finna stop this show. I'm finna come through for my girls. No matter how late I come, I'm coming through. I said, okay, that's how you gotta do it. Keep it professional, okay? Even if it's by the last minute. They get there doing that. Candy get there first. Tamika shows up. Tiny winds up running into Latasha outside. I Hey, girl, what you out here doing? Looking like a little genie. Baby, let me just tell you this. I don't know why that scene made me laugh so hard. Tiny is funny unintentionally. Just the way she talks, the way she sounds, it is just so funny to me. She seems like a good time. She really do. Anyway, moving on from that. So they get up inside there and they're trying to hurry up and figure it out. Like, it's the SWV's manager. You know, they got a venue to where they want to perform and have this one concert date. And hear me out. One date. It's one day. It's not a tour. It's one day, all right? And I'm saying that for a reason. And so it's gonna be booked in the next 30 days. So they gotta come together and see if they're really gonna do this. So when everybody gets in there, they was like, so we all gonna do this, you know, SWV and Xscape's hands in if we're gonna do it. Baby, everybody put their hands in, and then Latasha sitting there like this. And I said, girl, let's go outside and fight. She made me mad. She made me mad real quick for her to be playing games to say, I ain't gonna put my hand in. I said, no, girl, you don't get the luxury to do that right about now. With all the mess that you've been starting, you don't get to do that right now, okay? But then we get that, and then we get onto this topic of co-headlining, who's gonna headline this and all that stuff. Candy basically like, well, on my tours, on our tours, we headline, and we used to headline. We always headline. And they was like, wait a minute, your tours, this is not your tour. This is a one-night thing. And I'm sitting here like, I just don't understand what the issue was. And this was causing a debate on, you know, social media earlier last week, after the last episode went out, because they put this clip out there, and people was, you know, debating as to who can headline or who shouldn't headline. Truth be told, SWV can headline. Xscape is very much capable of headlining as well, a tour, okay? What people were saying, facts. What SWV was saying, facts. What Xscape was saying, somewhat facts, okay? And let's just be honest, because Tiny was talking about how, you know, people know Xscape, or because mostly probably because they know Tiny off of her show with her family, and then you got people who watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, so they know Candy from that, and they like, oh, I found out that y'all up in Xscape, and so those millions of viewers go and look at. That's not how it works, okay? Everybody is not rushing to go see no Xscape or to listen to Xscape or whatever, and somebody put up the Spotify numbers or whatever, and it goes to show that they're not rushing to listen to Xscape, unfortunately. Okay, millions of people are actually listening to SWV, and it's no shade to Xscape, and it's probably more so because of the fact that SWV has more commercially successful and profitable songs. Okay, the way that they have that crossover appeal, if you want to say that, and so, you know, it's more commercially acceptable, more commercially put out there, more marketable or whatever. So therefore they were out there way more, especially when they put that Human Nature Michael Jackson sample out there, you know. So yeah, of course they sold more. Whereas, you know, Xscape was more so like the urban, we're going to keep you in that urban type of situation. And I feel they could have crossed over way before, and they could have had so much more potential, you know, success, more than what they already had, because like they put out there, all 3 of their albums went platinum. 2 of Xscape's SWV's albums went platinum, you know, out of the 5 that they had. But I feel like the way that they marketed them in the beginning, like I know in the 90s or whatever, it was a trend for some of these girls to come out in the girl groups to have the baggy clothes on, but looking feminine tomboy-ish. Jermaine Dupri took that over and did it way too much, and took most of their femininity away, and they was just looking like niggas dressed up. I had tweeted that they literally was looking like niggas, and I was just like, damn, because he wanted them to focus on their voice or whatever. But I get it, but I think he did it a little bit too much. You know, if he would have pulled back a little bit and let them show their femininity in the beginning somewhat, and show also that they do have a voice, It could have been, I don't know. But we up here having this debate about who gonna be co-headlining or who's not. And my thing is, what is the issue about co-headlining this situation? Coco didn't have no problem with co-headlining. But Coco said, what you're not gonna do is tell me that you gonna headline the show over us. No, we're not gonna do that. And my whole thing is, you know, Coco got a little in her feelings and she was like, bitch, we sold 30 million records compared to your 7 million. I said, you know what? Ma'am, you ain't had to do all of that. That was a bit much. But when you in your feelings and people try to try you, yeah, it feels some type of way. And my understanding, this is how I feel about the whole situation. I feel like it shouldn't have been an issue. I feel like when the manager said that they can co-headline, that should have just been it. And then it came down to semantics about who gonna have their name bigger on the billing and is who gonna get more money and all this stuff. At this point, I feel like everybody should get equal pay or somewhat equal pay because y'all co-headlining one freaking show. One freaking show, okay? And my thing of it is y'all do this one show, co-headline, put SWV and Xscape on the same line, same font, you know what I'm saying? Or if you can, yeah, put it on the same line, same font, and then just put the whatever else you need to do, the dates and the time and all this stuff, where the address and all that underneath it. That's what you need to do. Put y'all pictures and everything, and that's how y'all do it for this one day. This is not the tour, because y'all doing this one day to determine whether or not y'all can do a tour. And then if y'all do this one day and it goes successful and y'all like, okay, cool, we for sure are locked in to do the tour. That's when y'all come together, and that's when y'all work out the logistics of, okay, we can also do the co-headlining situation, or we can also do you headline on this tour date and our group headline on this day. We can do the alternative, you know, alternative dates, you know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what was going on the billing that I seen for the tour flyer for the R&B experience that Xscape was on. Certain people would have, especially depending on who was promoting it or whatever, and who was putting it on their Instagram, they would have their faces first, okay? And then another artist would have their face first and everybody else in the background. So you can't tell me y'all can't switch it up and alternate like that. I just don't see what the big deal. That's where these egos is coming into play. And yeah, the money aspect of it. But if y'all really in it, that goes to show it ain't about the money. I mean, it ain't about the fact that y'all love to do this. Y'all need the money, at least some of y'all. Because I don't see what the problem is. This one goddamn day. One day, baby. One freaking day, y'all can co-headline. Y'all can suck that shit up and co-headline and get the people what they want. Okay? Tonight, come on and rain down on me. Because just kick it. Kicking. Let me stop. You see how I mashed that up together? Bitch, y'all need to do some shit like that. Anyway, moving on from that. That was SWV and Xscape. And truth be told, I only said SWV and Xscape first like that because it just sounds better. It flows a little bit better out my mouth. Even the title of the show is SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B. There your title is. There your billing is. Y'all co-headlining and y'all co-headlining this damn show. What the fuck? Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Peace.